Hi everyone, it's me Wolf of Cat and Wolf Cosplay, and I'm here to help you out with your Dave Strider Guide to your cape hood, because I've gotten quite a few questions about it, so I'm not going to be making another one, but this will be I'm considering it a tutorial. Basically, I'll be teaching you how to make your pattern, and I'll be explaining what seams and cuts to make. Hopefully it'll make sense. If not, then that'll be awkward. So, alright. So I made this cape about a year ago, and my sewing skills were not the greatest yet. It is fucking hot. My sewing skills were not what they are now. But I'll do my best to explain to you what is what. Once you have your two outer hood pieces cut out, you will sew them together along this back hood seam, and you will also do that with your inner hood piece. When you have, so basically you have your two inner hood pieces sewn together on the back piece, just this back seam right here, and then also your outer two hoods like that. Then you take those two folded pieces, it should look like this, kind of like stretched out, and then you're gonna sew those two hood pieces together along like the outer piece that's gonna be like here by your face. That's where you sew the inner and the outer hoods together. Make sure that all your seams, when like you have it laid out on the table, make sure all your seams are facing upwards, so that you know when you flip it inside out, they'll all be hidden. So I made a peak on my hood because I just really love the Assassin's Creed like little peak thing that they have, and I think it looks cool. I like it on my Dave. Honestly, for the hood pattern, I recommend grabbing a hoodie that has some extra space in it, because your wig is gonna like puff up the space in the head area. So just take a hoodie and like trace it on a piece of paper, just like the head part, and bam, you have your pattern. So for the hood, for the front neck cowl part, I will give you the exact measurements in a little bit. Basically, you're gonna get your shoulder length. If you're lazy like I was, you're just gonna estimate it. Just get a t-shirt and estimate it. Then make sure, just like I recommend when you make the pattern, make half the pattern so when you open it up, it's symmetrical and nice and perfect. Like that. Then you just make like a divot. Basically, you're gonna cut out two of these front pieces and sew those together. It's okay if that's like one side's ugly, because like that's gonna go on the inside, so like when you flip the hood on, you're not going to see those ugly seams. And then for the back part, I have the back cape part made of three main pieces. Basically, we have the main piece, which is the big back part, and then two side panels. These side panels are just meant to kind of like give it more volume and a little more shape when I walk. I'll draw those out and give you what the exact measurements and how that should look like in a second. Alright, let's go do some drawing. Okay, hey guys, I'm going to be sketching out what the pattern should look like. First, for the hood part, you're going to want to grab a hoodie that you are comfortable in or is kind of big on your head, because your wig is going to take up some space. So once you trace the hoodie, it should come out with a shape like this for the hood. And to get the shape with the peak that I have on my cape, you just take that shape that you got and just round off the edge like this to where it'll have a peak. You're gonna want to cut out 4 of those. You're gonna have 2 inner and 2 outer, and basically you're gonna sew 2 sets together, where you're gonna sew 2 together on this seam, and then the other 2 on the seam together like that. So for the inner and outer hood, you have 2 pieces now. And what you're going to want to do is have your seams facing outward and then put the one hood inside the other. Once you do that, you sew the 2 hoods together on this seam right here and then flip it inside out, and you should have what you want. Ideally, leave this seam open because this is what you're going to be sewing onto your cape. The next piece that we're going to be making is the neck cowl. Basically, this is the shape you're going to want. I recommend only making half of it and then, you know, like mirroring it to make sure you have a perfectly symmetrical neck piece. So I'll give you the dimensions of what I have on mine because I really like the shape of mine, and it's a little broader than my shoulders, but that's okay because it gives me a more masculine look. From here to here is 6 inches. From here to here is 4. The little notch part, here, I'll draw it bigger over here, is 2 inches up and 3 inches across. Then the middle part, the middle notch, is 6 inches. So this is your notch part here, 2 inches up, 3 inches across. You can modify it any way you want or need. For that's honestly, that's it for that. What you're gonna want to do for these, you're gonna cut out 2, and you're gonna sew along this line and just go all the way around like that. It's really vital that you iron this piece because if you don't, you won't have the crisp corners that you want. Okay, so this is going to be your shoulder length. And if you don't know that, just estimate it. Like, honestly, that's what I did. But just make sure that this length is going to match the next length that you're trying to get. So the next pieces are going to be the back cape part. So this piece is the main back piece. It's basically a big rhombus, or I don't remember exactly what my shapes are called. Should be a little wider at the bottom. This piece here should it's gonna have to match this piece up here later. So what you're gonna want to do is know this length and subtract 4 from this side and then also this side. So you're gonna subtract 8 inches total because you're gonna have to leave space for the side panels. That'll give you a better silhouette. So basically, your bottom piece is you're gonna want to have it about 1.5 times what the top was. So say if the top was 16 inches, 16 inches, half it's okay. So this would be 24 inches then, if the top was 16. And then the length on this is going to be whatever you want the length of the cape to be from your shoulder to, say, your mid-calf. Mine drags the ground because I didn't measure. The next 2 pieces, and you're only going to need one of those, your next 2 pieces are going to be the side panels. The top is going to be like this. This length here has to match this length here, so your cape doesn't have like awkward pieces that are different lengths, you know. So this line here has to be the same as this line here, and then you're just gonna want to have a line over here that's about this is usually about 3 inches, 3 to 8 inches shorter than your max length, and then this is usually 6 to 18 inches. This is usually 3 to 8 inches shorter than this side right here. Remember those 4 inches we subtracted off the sides here? That's what this is. This is going to be 4 inches. Okay, now you have all the basis of your pieces. When you are making your patterns, remember to add about 1 inch of seam allowance. that's all I can say. 1 inch seam allowance is good, and try to push your seam more towards like the middle of that. When you're like, you always want extra space, always. But yeah, you're gonna sew this piece and this piece together there, and you're gonna make 2 of these, so you can just flip it and then also put it here. So once you have this piece and this piece done, you're gonna sew this seam that's gonna be made onto the shoulder pieces here. And once you finish that, you should have a piece that looks like this once I draw it. Something like this. And then you have your main cape piece, and then your side cape pieces. And that's what it should look like. And then you're gonna want to take the hood pieces you made and sew it along here and have where the corners meet up here in the front. I recommend lining up the middle with the back and starting there and then sewing outward so you know that it's centered. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful in how to make your own Dave God tier cape and hood. I really love mine. It's big and it's stiff. It's not super flowy, but it's okay. I like it. If you have any questions, please hit me up. There are definitely ways you can alter how I did this. And if you make your own based on my video, please send me a video, not a video, send me a picture or a video. You know what, it's okay, send me a video. You can always contact me at my email, which is catandwolfcosplay@gmail.com. So hit me up if you have any questions, comments, concerns, requests, etc., etc. Alright, bye, love y'all. Yeah, I hope that helped you out. If not, then I'm sorry. Mostly through personal messages. So, basically, for my outer hood... Fuck! Okay. But yeah. Fuck, why can't I make a fucking outro? Clay? Hi everyone, it's me, Wolf, and... Well, just stop talking to me, I'm recording a YouTube video!